Alright, so this is your one and only Mr. Smooth. The name is Papa Kwamena Amo. Like I said, you can call me Mr. Smooth. And I'm here again to answer a question that one of my followers asked. The question is, how can one be able to manage with a partner who is cheating with a member of the opposite sex? Now, if it is marriage that you're already in, it's sometimes very, very disturbing. And let me be honest, even if it is not marriage, it's still very, very disturbing. But what are some of the things that one can do to uh, stop or help your partner have a way of dealing with it? You should understand that there are two kinds of people. One are people who have the habit of cheating, and the other are people who adopt the habit of cheating. Some have the habit and others adopt the habit. Now let's talk about those who have the habit first, then we'll come to those who adopt it. Those who have the habit grew up seeing multiple sexual partners as being nothing, like there's nothing wrong with it, and they have their fantasies in being able to count the number of people they have had sexual encounters with. So if they get married, they still want to have their sexual encounter counts. So what they do is they take delight in increasing their numbers. They take delight in being able to say that I've slept with this number of women. Some even go to the extent of recording the number of sexual escapades that they have had. So with such people, it becomes very difficult if you try to deal with them. They are hooked to sex, and anything that is going to stop them from having sex is going to actually take a lot out of their lives. Such people hardly attain much in life. They spend all their time, all their monies on their sexual escapades, and eventually they grow up not being very wealthy and end up dying early because of the over ejaculations. If you have watched any of my videos on why you should conserve your sexual energy. Now, the next set of people, I would want to make this brief. The next set of people are those who actually adapt it. Um, Adaptation usually comes with certain conditions that force people into living a certain life. One of the easiest way people will adapt is they have a fantasy about a woman they got married to, and then all of a sudden the woman they got married to has changed, or the man they got married to has changed. And when this change is not what they expect in a relationship, they would constantly go looking for someone who gives them that thing that they were looking for from the very beginning. This change could be your looks, maybe when you were courting, dating, started the relationship, your body size was a little trim, and all of a sudden, because of childbirth, you have putting on weight. It's important that you check your weight, but it is also important for the man to understand that he is the one who put you or who took you into that situation, and he should be able to understand. But some people are so callous that they forget that they are the ones that put you in that situation, and they are supposed to cope and end up going to look for younger people. There are others too that do this not just because of um, the change in the looks, but they at some point begin to realize that there were some fantasies that they missed growing up. They followed certain rules, certain laws, certain concepts and principles, and were unable to experiment or explore certain areas of their sexual life. And they think that now that they are old enough, they should be given the freedom to be able to explore those areas in their lives. And that would also make such people adopt the habit of cheating on their spouse. And it takes a lot of talking to, and it takes patience the bringing it to their, I mean, making them aware that what you're doing is hurting, especially when it is done to you, so that they get to understand that there's a need to refrain from those things. There are others who also have a total change in sexual preference. Not sexual preference as in members of the opposite sex, but they would have some adventures and some desires up in their minds that they would want to experiment. For instance, growing up, they may have seen a certain fake movie like porn and assume that these are the things that we should be doing, and my partner is not giving it to me, so I should start looking for someone who would satisfy that need. There are others too that have this dream lover idea. They have this they fantasize about a certain person, a particular kind of person, and they are looking for that kind of person. They may have had a sexual encounter with one particular person who touched them in a certain way, and all their lives they are thinking of that person being the best, and they are looking for that kind of a person who will continue to hop and hop and hop, looking for that kind of person, forgetting that there's only one kind of that person anywhere in the world. And if that person was even good enough, then their relationship wouldn't have ended. So in all things, people would find ways to justify why they want to have extramarital affairs or have relationships outside their normal relationships. There are others too that are being starved. I mean, when they are in relationships that are called sexless marriages, when they have less than 12 sexual encounters in a year, we say you're having a sexless marriage. And the person is married and one person is denying the other party of sexual encounter. For some may have certain reasons. Some may say the man doesn't look neat. Some may say the woman doesn't look neat. Some may say the man is no longer appealing. Some may say the woman is no longer appealing. Some may say the man prematurely ejaculates, and that shouldn't be a problem because with premature ejaculations you can always work on it. Some will say the woman after giving birth is a little too loose. Yes, that shouldn't also be an excuse because there are exercises the woman can do to strengthen the pelvic floor muscles and entire reproductive area for the muscles to become firm again. And some will say that the woman is not good in bed. Some will say the man is not good in bed. All these things can be taught. All these things you can learn if you give yourself the time and if you communicate with each other as to where you need to touch. Some will say the woman is no longer romantic. Some will say the man is no longer romantic. All you need to do is talk to each other and find a way to get that spark in your life back. The interesting thing is, if you want to cheat, then you should be ready that when you are cheated on, you will not complain. And if you would complain, then you don't have to do the things that you think is wrong. Now, if you think cheating is not a good thing, then you will not have to cheat. But if you see nothing wrong with cheating, then you don't have to worry, because when you cheat and you are cheated on, you should just take it easy and cool and not go fight and throw tantrums. Yes, if you really want to end this thing, then habits will have to be changed. Couples will have to sit and talk about the situation. It shouldn't be done with anger and pointing fingers and accusing each other. It should be done in a very lovely and friendly manner, assessing each other and trying to find out what it is that you do that makes the other person want to cheat on you. And once you do that talk and you work on yourselves, when both of you are committed to staying chaste, staying together with each other, you can always find a way to deal with this. The other thing too is, when both of you have decided that you would want to go this journey together and go to this journey together alone, and remember that there are other sexually transmitted infections that one may grab from having these sexual encounters, and also counting the cost. When I say counting the cost, you're looking at how much money you are spending, the hotel bills, the money you're giving to the woman, and all those things. All those monies, when you put them together, could be used in even satisfying your home, satisfying things at home, taking care of your home, and also making the person that you are with a little more happier, or doing some investments for yourself and for your children. So it's important that people get to understand some of these things. The other side of it too is learning to always improve. Immediately you stop learning, you remain the same. Every day something new should get into your head. Every day something new should be tried or experimented between yourself and your spouse. It shouldn't always be that one way thing, same room, same environment, same ways of doing things. Once in a while, husband and wife should plan a holiday, get out of the house, find a very warm, cool, cozy place to have a change of environment and come back refreshed and looking new. But if it is always the same thing, the same place, it becomes monotonous and it makes your sex life also very boring. So you need to find ways to spice up your life. Now, let me end here because I said I don't want to make this video very long. If there's anything that you really want to understand or you really want to get, or if there's any aspect of it that I didn't touch on, I don't expect to do all this within a short time. I'm doing about 11 or 12 minutes. Contact me on 0244 66 1011, 0244 66 1011. And if you want to do any post-marital counseling, premarital counseling, sex coaching, or life coaching, just contact me and I'll be available to provide you with help. My name is Naturin Babakwam Namo. You can call me Mr. Smooth. I'll be back shortly with another education.